Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to ReZero, Season 2, Episode 3. So, um, last time things happened. After leaving to return to the mansion and all, they were bringing the citizens back to the village, and no one was there to meet them. They went back to the mansion, met Frederica, a demi-human beast girl maid, who is awesome already. Like, seriously, there's no reason to distrust her at the moment. It seems like she's, like, really loyal to, what is his name? Uh, Roswell. And she's doing something on his orders, but we don't know what at the moment. But with her help and with Beatrice's help and even Otto's help and everything, Subaru and Amelia are on their way to meet up with everyone at the sanctuary when the stone that Frederica gave Amelia starts glowing, and all of a sudden Subaru is kind of transported away, it seems. He ends up meeting the Witch of Greed, Echidna. And that's where the second episode ended. So yeah, we kind of got a lot going on there. For one, we got a witch, like, that really threw me off last time. I just did not expect it. Um, but like Frederica, like I said, seems cool. But there was also Beatrice, as I mentioned briefly. She seemed really taken aback by everything with Subaru having the witches cult, what's it called, gospel, and like she basically said, without like blatantly uh throwing it around, that she somehow knew Petal Goose. We don't know how, we don't know why, but she did. And even seemed sad by the fact that he's gone. But she was just really thrown off by things, and she was getting super emotional, which is unlike her. So there's something big that's going on with her, and so I think this season's going to maybe delve more into Beatrice's character, which, I mean, I'm all for. I like Beatrice. I mean, she's honestly one of my favorite characters in this show. But I'm just interested in seeing what it could possibly be at this point, because they called her a spirit in the second episode. Um, so is she an actual spirit? I mean, it's possible, I guess. I guess we'll have to see maybe on that too. But yeah, what's Echidna going to do here? She's a witch. She's not Satella. She's a different witch. So is she evil? Is she neutral? Or is she actually even good? Sorry, someone honked out there. Also, like, what is her goal here? Did she bring Subaru here, or did he come here otherwise? There's a lot of questions right now. But I'm excited to find out, so we're going to do so. But real quick, sorry for the lighting. It's just the time I'm recording this and everything. The sun is starting to come to a point where it's going to be shining in the window. I have the curtains closed, but it's still going to be a mess with lighting, so I apologize ahead of time. Either way, let's get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Again, a lot happened this episode. They're cramming so much into these episodes, but it's like it doesn't feel like it's just too much stuffed in there. Like there's so many shows and whatnot who have done that where it's like it just feels like there's too much and it's just they're trying to force too much at once. This doesn't really feel like that, strangely enough. It still feels natural for this series in a way. So I'm not like upset by it. I'm not annoyed by it or anything. It's just something to know. There is a lot happening. So at the beginning of this, Subaru has met with the Witch of Greed. Echidna definitely is not quite what I expected. She almost seems to have kind of a not really childish personality, but more along the lines of she seems to be very much desperate for attention. The way she like reacted when Subaru was basically just ignoring her, and it's like, oh, I just want to go home. I don't care about asking you questions and shit. And it's like she seemed personally offended by that, but she was also like really shocked and confused, and was like almost begging him to stay. Pretty much, it seemed like. So yeah, it's like, and I mean, I guess I get it if she's been trapped there with no kind of social interaction for that long, but the way she reacted almost sounded like she was saying that other people have sought her out for this. So I don't know. Maybe other people have found her, but maybe not. It's unclear. Also, he somehow got there on his own. So I don't know how that worked out. Um, but other than that, we found out a lot of big information with that conversation. First off, the witch Satella, the Witch of Envy, who we've known about since the beginning of the series, pretty much kind of built up to be the main villain in a way. She killed all the other witches, including the witch Echidna. Echidna, as we see her now, is basically, I guess you could say, in kind of a between worlds state. It almost seems like she has power, but she can't escape or anything. She died in the physical realm. It seems that's how I view it, at least. Um, but the fact that Subaru is able to get there raises a lot of questions as to how that all works out. Is it because of the clear connection he has with Satella? And does that mean technically we could possibly connect with the other witches too? Hmm. I'm really curious about that now. But on top of that, we also found out that that the witches the sanctuary is the witch's graveyard. So the place they're going to this entire time is where Echidna died as well, where Satella killed her. They do specifically say it's where Echidna died, though. Maybe they're just specifically using her as a reference point because of course, Roswell's connection. Or, but I don't know. Did all the witches die there, or did all the witches die in different places? I'm unclear about that exactly. But yeah, it's like it said that Satella did it for her own gain and everything, so I guess that fits in with envy. Um, but either way, after his conversation, Echidna agrees to teleport him out. He can't tell anyone else about his meeting with her. Um, which, yeah, again, I don't really think he would anyway. Um, but once he gets back into like the physical plane, he's pretty much instantly attacked by Garfield. So we can tell right away Garfield is most likely the brother of Frederica. They're both demi-humans, both the same type it seems. So it's I'd say extremely likely. Plus, they even mention like, "Oh, can't you tell?" Like in reference to like being connected to Frederica. It's like, yeah, because they kind of look very similar. Um, so yeah, Garfield ends up taking them to the rest of the way to the village where they meet with Roswell and Ram and all them, and find out that everyone is stuck there. All the demi-humans and everyone are stuck there, and the only way to get out is for a demi-human to pass the trial. So Amelia goes to take the trial, but for some reason the light around the trial area goes out before it's supposed to. So Subaru rushes in, and suddenly the light goes up, hinting that he's also being accepted by the trial, which raises a lot of questions because only demi-humans are supposed to be able to take it, right? Unless that's not right, and that's just what they were led to believe. Maybe just no one else besides demi-humans up to that point have been accepted by the trial. I'm unsure. But either way, he goes in there and finds Amelia passed out. He ends up passing out as well. And then he wakes up back at his home in his world and is greeted by his father. And so it's clear what was said prior to him passing out and everything was like facing his past, and also it's clear that this is like not either not actually happening or it's some kind of illusion or something, based on his memories, that it's like not real. He didn't go back to his world or anything. That much I feel is very clear. Um, so it's just the question is, what is this going to be about? I mean, I assume this is how his father actually is based on his memories and stuff, but I'm just wondering what this is this the trial? Is this what the trial is? Hard to say. And if so, like what's actually going to happen during it? What's the entire point going to be? A lot of questions coming from that. Um, but we also find out that like I mentioned before, Roswell is connected to Echidna. His entire family has been. Um, we don't really find out why or how or what the details on that are right now, but that's really interesting as well. So I'm wondering like what the deal with that is going to be, and how is that going to affect things going forward. There's just so much that's been brought up in these first three episodes between the witches, the other Sin Archbishop showing up in the first episode, having to get Rem's memory back, this with the trials. It's like there's so much going on, and I just I don't know how to handle all of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good, it's enjoyable, but it's just like it's just so much. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Wait to see exactly what happens, to see how this goes down. And hopefully it goes well, but I don't know. I have no idea what to expect from this. Um, but either way, tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.